Hi all, artists friends alike. Welcome back to our series on portraiture. All right, dreaded ears. I know, one of those facial features that, boy, they're tricky to draw. They're there. So first, let's say you may or may not in the portraiture drawing even see ears. So for example, let's look at my model portrait. Yep, no ears. She's got fabulous curly hair and it covers up all of those ears. But I still don't want to ignore the ears because you may have an ear that you see in your picture. Now, our practice ears that we're just going to work on today are how you would see the ear from a profile. What I mean by that is if we were sketching a face in profile, you know, like so. Okay. We would see the ear here. Okay. Ooh, I made that a little too far up. But we would see the ear here the way we see it on our worksheet, right from the side. But if we are working from a picture that's straight on, the odds are you will not see an ear like this. The odds are if we're working from a profile picture straight on, let me flip this back over again. Okay, and we've got our portrait laid out here like so. Okay, with our neck, our shoulder line. We are probably seeing, and let's say, let's put our eye line in there so we're going from just above eye line to nose line. We're only probably seeing just like a little bit of the bottom lobe and top lobe with maybe a little bit from the center. I'm sorry, all that is my cat knocking stuff off the refrigerator. Sorry. Sorry, the difficulties of doing video records from your kitchen. What can you do? So you'll see your ear probably just like the top and bottom of the lobe from the front. Or if you're like my model here with fabulous curly hair, right, it could be covering up the whole, the whole of the ear entirely. But that doesn't give us good ear drawing practice, so you grab a fresh slip of paper. Oh, am I out of fresh slips of paper? Am I really? I am not. Okay. Here we go. Do another fresh slip here, right? See, I've already scribbled on this one, but just like I'm asking you to do, use what you got. There we go. Give another good crease. Cut it with my scissors. I've been using half sheets for these practice sessions, just so I'm not going through so much of my computer paper, so I have kind of more to draw with for the final portrait. Okay, so we're still going to practice some ears here from our sheet. And so first we're going to start with the basic outline and shape of the ear. And everybody has different shape ears. Some people have, more rounded ears. Some people have longer, kind of more oval shape ears. Some people have lobes that connect to the face. Some people have lobes that are disconnected. What I mean by that is this lower part doesn't go right into the face. It comes out more. So lots of different ways. The next part we're going to draw in, okay, is kind of outer ridge of cartilage, following our drawing guide. Again, if you don't have the printout of the drawing guide, that's totally okay. Just follow along with me on the video. It's no problem. Okay, here's the shadow where the ear would connect to the face. Okay. Then we're going to have this inner section of cartilage. A little notch. There it comes in. Okay, as well as kind of the raised ridge area of cartilage. It happens inside the ear. As well as this line. Okay, and now we're going to add some of the shadows where we would see that the outer edge of that cartilage kind of overlap. Where the interior of the ear kind of goes into the center, right? Where that cartilage kind of curves away from our face. Shadow areas in around these center areas as well. And then I'm just going to kind of follow where that notch goes in on the outer edge of the ear. And now let's do a little smudge. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is practice a couple ears. This is a good time if you're drawing from a person from life, okay, to maybe practice an ear or two that we're going to do on our final portrait together. Or if you're drawing from a model and you don't see the ear, like in my case, I want you to just practice this ear a couple more times. And again, we want to spend on our practices a good, 20 to 30 minutes of just some focused drawing work. I really liken it almost like to the musical instrument practice, where we want you guys to practice your musical instruments at home, kind of similar to what we're doing with this portraiture. We want you guys to get some good drawing practice in while we're at home. Okay, terrific. So I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to take my time to do some practicing. Like I said, I'm going to probably spend another couple minutes on this ear, another 10 minutes or so on 2 other ears, and then we'll join together again to take a look at what we've done. All right, see you in a few. And we're back. All right, terrific. So hopefully you've had a chance to do, again, 20 to 30 minutes of practice on your ears. Now, even if you don't see ears in your portrait, right, it's something you may encounter in portraiture later on, right? Whether it be from, front-facing profile where you'll just see a little bit of the ear, okay, to a full, profile picture from the side where you would see the full ear like we've drawn here. One thing I do want to mention, a lot of times when people draw a portrait, particularly from face on, they do this, okay? And you actually will never see that, okay? Because that's not the structure or the anatomy of how the ear attaches to the head. What this is your brain playing a little bit of a trick on you. Your brain already knows the shape of an ear, right? And it's seen people from multiple views already. And it kind of knows I know what's already there. Because your brain is interested in taking in complex visual information and simplifying it quickly so that you can operate and maneuver around the world without hurting yourself, basically, and being able to make split-second decisions based on what you see. So kind of the long story long on this, your brain almost thinks in stick figures or simplified people. And so what it does is it takes this view of the ear and a front-facing view portrait, right? And it puts the two of them together in your mind's eye. But this isn't what you're actually seeing. This is one of those annoying things where your art teacher says to you, draw what you actually see, draw what you see. And you're like, yeah, I see an ear. But what they mean is it's not possible for you to see the ears like this from a front-facing profile, right? All you would see in a front-facing profile is something like this. You might see maybe a little bit of the top of the ear or the bottom of the lobe, but you wouldn't see the ears sticking out from the side like this, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. If you do see ears in your portrait, you may only see a part of the bottom of the lobe or a part of the top of the lobe. You probably won't see the whole ear sticking out like that at all, right? Unless we're doing cartooning or something, and then all rules are off. That's a whole different thing. Okay, so thank you for joining me for our ear exercise. Again, let's take a minute to think about what we've accomplished already. My goodness, so much excellent drawing practice. Noses, eyes, mouths, ears, oh my. Okay, so in our next video, we're going to talk about hair. Hair and how to make hair really feel like hair and not just like strings that stick out the top of our head. All right, thanks for joining me in our portrait series today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care. Bye-bye.